Welcome once again to another episode of the Random Access Podcast, brought to you by rapodcast.net. This is episode 797, recorded live on June 15th, 2024. And here are your hosts. The man who was unable to record last week, Dave Pillay.
Hello.
And the man who was fine with it because it gave him time to get 3 mystery bottles for Dave to choose from. Andy Lowe, hi.
You must first guess the mystery bottle that's already open that is right here.
Is it Spindrift?
It is not a Spindrift.
Wait, what?
Yep.
What? Is it a bubbly?
It is not a bubbly.
Oh, it's not a LaCroix, is it?
Hell no.
Okay, I was going to say, if you somehow got back to a LaCroix.
Also not a Klarbrun.
Okay.
It has significantly more sugar than those.
Oh. Is it a Werner's?
It is a Werner's.
The Midwest cure-all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, you, for your mystery bottles, must choose red, white, or blue.
Which one do you want to try the most, Andy?
I actually have not looked at what these are. I just...
Really?
Yes.
They're just mysteries.
I saw them when I was out shopping.
Note to self, if I need to poison Andy, just make up a goddamn Mountain Dew or Pepsi flavor. Let's go with white.
White. All right, hold on a second. They're actually in the fridge.
You didn't even have it prepared.
Well, I wanted to keep them cold.
Come on, Andy.
I wanted to keep them cold. So yes, I will go grab the white one.
And now we wait.
Kate was at the fridge. Got it for me. This is Mountain Dew Freedom Fusion.
I would like to change my mind. Freedom Fusion. Wait, what were the others? It was red, white, and blue?
Yes, there's a red one, there's a white one, and there's a blue one.
I don't like that. Like corporate patriotism.
I don't know. I just saw them on the shelf there. I was like, wait, those are not normal Mountain Dew.
Those are new flavors.
Yes.
I'm shocked that it caught you by surprise that there were new flavors. I thought you were in like certain subreddits.
I was, but it was this is the week of our big project with the state police. Mm-hmm. So, Monday.
So you haven't been on said subreddits.
No, it's been, 8 hours a day, hopping from vehicle. It's both fast and slow because I have to plug my laptop into the radio, upload the firmware. Then I have to sit and wait for 10 minutes while the radio goes through its update process. So, it's like I'm at that point then, going to another car and doing that. And then I have to plug in the security updater, and that plugs in for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then I have to, then go grab the template out of the giant list of all the different radio templates, configuration files for each type of radio, put that in there. And then I have to go hunt down what encryption keys we have to load again and then put those in. But that big chunk of 10 minutes just sitting there while all the screen shows is just says, update, please wait. And you're like, well, how long?
Sounds boring.
Yeah. But then, it's like, okay, I've got to go this car and this car and this car and this car and this car. So it's trying to guess, how long has it been with each of the vehicles. But yeah, it's been a long day.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Well, and the heat. Oh my goodness.
Well, wait, it's been a long day. You didn't do it today.
No,
right?
no.
It's Saturday.
Yes. Now, Saturday today was swimming lessons, and then we stopped by Lowe's for their little kids build-it kit. Where it was this week was an ATV, or what do they call them, UTVs now?
I don't know.
UTV and side-by-side. What the heck does UTV? Utility task vehicle. So these are the bigger 4x4 or ATVs, the ones that can hold like 2 or 4 people in them.
Okay.
So Megan built one of those.
Built one.
Yes, they have little wooden kits. So she built a little wooden toy UTV.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, Home Depot.
I like it.
Home Depot and Lowe's do them once a month. All right. This is Freedom Fusion is a blast of lemonade and peach flavor. Oh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh boy.
Ugh. Lemonade and peach?
Didn't Pepsi just come out? Didn't we just do this Pepsi peach thing?
Yeah?
Right?
I think so.
Because it was Pepsi Lime, which actually made Pepsi palatable. And then there was the Pepsi Peach, which I could not finish because it was that artificial peach flavor. And Pepsi probably had extra and was like, well,
like, I guess we'll do. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Nope.
Well, that's a disappointment in a bottle. Back to my thrashed apple that I had opened up earlier. That one tastes much better. Yeah, this Freedom Fusion, no. And then there'll be two more. There'll be a red and a blue, and I'm looking nothing up about these. So we shall see.
You want them to be totally, absolutely, like, fresh.
Yes.
Unspoiled.
Except if I had read lemonade and peach flavor before.
Well, that's kind of the point, Andy.
Yeah, I know. Well, Dave, how are you doing?
I'm sick. Well, I'm not really sick. I'm getting better. I'm better, but I'm still coughing.
I'm getting better.
I'm not quite dead. I'm doing good. I did some more yard work. This is apparently the year of the yard work. I've been, watering all the new raspberries because I planted a bunch of raspberries. My stick garden is no longer sticks. They're actually like raspberries.
Oh, nice.
But they're still tiny. They're like barely a foot tall. Most of them aren't even a foot tall. So, like, definitely not bearing fruit this year.
Nope.
But in, like, 2 years, oh, man, so many raspberries. Other than that, not a whole heck of a lot. The Epicnic is next week. Looking forward to that. It'll be really cool. It'll actually be quite warm, but the picnic will be fun. That's kind of it, Andy. I was really sick last week, so I didn't do much. What about you?
Work. And then, Father's Day is tomorrow, and I don't know what we're going to do for that.
It is. Happy Father's Day. Excuse me.
I think I'm trying to figure out what I should do for dinner.
Andy, it's like 11:20 there.
No, I mean,
really hoping you ate.
No, yeah, we had dinner, but I mean for a Father's Day, like, meal.
Yeah.
Because Kate went to Mancino's for hers.
Sure.
I'm trying to think, what do I want to do? You know what's really weird is I have been having a hankering for a Hawaiian pizza for a while.
Sure. I mean, they're pretty tasty.
Yeah, I know. So I think I might do a Hawaiian pizza, and then, the kids could get a a cheese pizza or something. Kate could get pepperoni, and then I could get a Hawaiian, and all would be good. I think I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, the closest Mongolian barbecue appears to be on the other side of Chicago from you.
Yeah, another one closed down.
Nope, there's one in Lansing. Nope, that's not a Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah, another one of the BDs shut down just recently.
Yep. Ooh, there's one in Canton still. That might be closer. I don't know, what's closer, Canton or Chicago? I think by distance, Chicago's closer, but, like, you'd have to go through Chicago. It's by, like, Joliet. Like,
no. If now that I know most of the state troopers,
yeah,
if I'm on the Michigan highways,
you can go as fast as you want.
As long as I'm in Michigan, it should be okay. As soon as I leave the state, then yeah.
So probably not Mongolian barbecue for your Father's Day dinner.
Nope. But we are on Wednesday. Wednesday is Juneteenth.
Yes.
Which is a state holiday, so I get it off.
Cool.
And we're gonna try going up to Michigan Adventure.
Ooh, sounds fun.
So we're gonna try out the theme park and the water park. Especially hopefully a lot of the water park, because it's supposed to be freaking hot next week. I think mid to upper 80s.
Oof. It's supposed to be in the low to mid 80s here. Tomorrow's pretty hot, though. And thunderstorms. That's not a great combination.
No. I'm looking that up.
What is heat?
What I don't know. Absence of cold?
Nope.
No.
Cold is, in fact, the absence of heat.
You're right. It's the other way around. I keep on forgetting that. Yep.
Heat is the average kinetic energy of the molecules.
God, shoot, man. Here in Portage, it's supposed to be 95 on Wednesday.
Yep. Good day to go get, like, wet.
Yeah.
To go to a water park.
Yeah. Well, at least it's going to be up in Muskegon, so it should be a little bit colder. Plus, you're going to be closer to the lake.
To the lake, yeah. That beautiful lake effect.
Yep.
And colder by the lake.
So that should be interesting. We'll see how that goes this week. So,
excuse me.
Well, should we do topics, since there are some topics from last week?
We can do topics. Yeah. There's some topics from last week that like got updated for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were gonna do last week and we were gonna say something like, yeah, Starship like failed to launch again. Like, oh, now it launched. Great. So now it launched, and then like it couldn't dock with the ISS, or Starliner, not Starship. Starliner couldn't dock with the ISS because, shocker, they were leaking helium.
They were having thruster issues.
Gee, I wonder why.
They had found, I think, a couple other leaks while they were attached to the ISS. Isn't that true?
I thought they found others before they attached, and that was part of the thruster issue.
No, but it looks like they just announced yesterday that they are pushing the return back another 4 days.
You get an extended vacation. I wonder if they get paid for that.
Okay, so one leak was detected before launch, but deemed minor enough to proceed with the mission. Now, since its time in space, Starliner spacecraft has sprung 4 more helium leaks, though they have also been deemed not to pose a risk to the crew or spacecraft through its return window.
Yep. But, like, they need the helium for something, right?
Yeah.
Like, why is it there if you don't need it?
Party tricks.
Right.
You just fill up all the balloons. Wait, what would a helium balloon do in microgravity?
Sit wherever you put it?
It would just sit there, wouldn't it?
Yep. Buoyancy isn't a thing.
Yeah, buoyancy is not a thing. And you would fill it up with helium and be like, look at this. Dude, that would be pretty cool. If you got them, you had 2 balloons and you could somehow have them.
I give you 2 balloons. This one has helium. This one has argon. You get to inhale one. Choose wisely. This one has chlorine.
Oh boy. No, but it'd be kind of funny to have 2 balloons floating somehow.
What do you mean like, somehow? Andy, you're in 0G. Everything floats.
I'm saying during re-entry.
Yeah?
Somehow still having them float while in re-entry, which wouldn't work because re-entry is pulling lots of Gs. But then like watching them float and literally watching one sink down while the other one like rises.
Andy?
Yeah?
That's not how it would work. Sorry.
I know, that's your whole re-entry thing would not work.
So the helium one would fly forward, right? So you're braking.
Yes.
So no, the helium one would fly backwards.
Well, I'm just saying there was some way without having the force of gravity during re-entry act upon them, which is physically impossible.
Yep. What you're saying is it would be really cool if I had artificial gravity and I turned it off and I had the 2 balloons and then I turned it on and one of them started sinking while the other started floating.
Yes.
Which would also be true of any like objects, one that is lighter than air and one that is not.
Yes.
So like you could do the same with a helium balloon and a wrench. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, don't pick, this is why I was not a physics major.
You have seen the experiments, though, of like if you have helium balloons in a car and you brake, they all fly backwards as if it looked like you were accelerating. Because they're lighter than the air. They're buoyant. And when you brake, the air is rushing forward. And so it displaces the helium, which pushes the helium backwards.
That, yeah, that's trying to mentally picture this in my head.
Yeah. So Starship flew.
It hurt my head to try and picture. Oh man. Now I'm just seeing like vector arrows and blocks.
Andy,
Yeah,
SpaceX threw a giant rocket up into space.
I know. And it came back down
In mostly one piece. Well, mostly two pieces, but that was planned.
Yes.
Starship Flight 4
Yep.
went up. The main rocket lost one engine, like at takeoff.
And still
That'll be something that they look into.
and still, went up fine.
Well, because it's not like it's full.
Well, no, okay, so here's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
Because Starliner launched on the 6th.
sure.
And then in the morning, then in the afternoon-ish, or was it still the morning? No, it was in the morning, wasn't it? Yeah, lifted off at 7:50 Central, so 8:50. What time did
Sorry, are you saying Starliner or Starship?
Starship, both Starliner and Starship launched on the 6th, right?
No, they had different launch dates.
Oh, yeah, because the Starliner docked with the ISS on the 6th. Right, that's what it was. Starliner launched on the 5th, took about 27 hours to get to the ISS, and then docked. So it was like a space sandwich, because it was Starliner, Starship, then Starliner again. What is the more important story? Is the fact that Starliner docked with the ISS, or that Starship flew and successfully completed
both?
Yes, but if you
They're
had
both
to,
important
they're both important. Yes, but which one
in
is the more
different
important?
ways. I don't know that you can say one is more important. I mean, probably the one with humans aboard.
That is true.
But, like, they were both successful. So, I don't know.
Okay.
That's kind of why we're talking about both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Starship. Ugh, fucking hate these companies. Starship was the more, like, impressive.
Mainly because SpaceX has already done what Starliner has done years ago with, it seems, less
With Dragon. Yeah.
with less leakage.
And Starship is, like, just a bigger rocket.
Yeah.
Like, a much bigger rocket. Like, holy shit, this is a big ship. And also, holy shit, it landed.
Yeah.
In water, but it landed. And it was supposed to be in water.
Yes, because they wanted to try a soft landing before actually trying to land it back at the chopsticks.
Because imagine if it had failed.
Yeah.
And just... What did Flight 3 do? Slammed into the ocean at, like, Mach 2? Like... It would be bad to do that onto concrete.
Especially onto your only functional launch tower for the rocket.
Right. They would have to rebuild the tower.
Which right now, I think they've got most of the parts for the next orbital launch pad.
Nice.
Yeah, SpaceX has the last two sections along with the chopstick arms and carriage on their way from Florida. So when those arrive, the only thing missing will be a ship quick disconnect arm, and there's technically one still in Texas where SpaceX has been building the launch pad parts, but it is the old style, so they're not sure, all this stuff is all speculation, but they think they might just be smarter to just build a new quick disconnect arm rather than try and retrofit the old one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're working on building a second launch pad, which part of me was like, yeah, let's make sure that's pretty well along before you try landing the super heavy booster,
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Which they said this one, even though literally one of the engines exploded on the relight.
Oops.
Yeah, which engine was that?
Was that the one that had not worked at launch?
No, it was a different one.
Okay.
The one that failed during launch was engine 15. So
engine 15.
Yeah, engine 15 was the one that shut down on the way up. Then it did the hot separation and then it flipped and restarted the 10 engines for the boost back burn, and it did that fine. All 13 engines ran for the full duration of the burn, so that was all fine. Then they tried, they actually then jettisoned the hot staging ring, because it turns out part of their problem was the hot staging ring. It was so heavy and it was so high up on the rocket, it was causing aerodynamic issues.
So maybe that part won't be reusable.
Well, the only reason the hot staging ring is these are the old boosters before they decided on hot staging, so they had to build the ring into the mix. So the newer
future ones won't have it.
Yes, the future ones that they're already building, like they are testing old equipment. They're like, yeah, no, we've already got this fixed in, later versions, but, these ones are the ones ready to go, so we'll use these ones. The newer boosters have the hot staging ring basically designed into them. This one was another retrofit, so they jettisoned that one. And then, let's see, shortly after the engine 8 of the inner ring of 10 exploded, but it was still, even with a catastrophic failure of one of their engines, landed exactly where it was supposed to, and then just slowly tipped over and sank.
Oops.
Well, that's
what they wanted it to do.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the ship part of Starship also re-entered, also did its belly flop.
Yep.
But also sort of caught fire and disintegrated.
Yeah, because the flaps are able to do controlled for descending, so the flaps are actually adjustable. So the actuator arm, can't be completely covered by heat shield tiles because it has to move. So there's got to be a gap there, and I guess where that gap was.
It just heated up and heated up and heated up and then started just eating away at it.
Yeah, the stainless steel is not able to withstand re-entry plasma. What?
Go figure. I wonder what they're going to do for that. I'm sure there was a team of engineers watching going, shit. Just what? But no, shit. All right. Any ideas? Guys, we got 2 weeks to figure this out.
Yep. Well, they're already trying out a different heat shield and glue, basically, design. So Ship 30, which is the next one, is having all of those little hexagon tiles removed off the Starship.
That has to be such a pain in the ass.
And then they're going to be putting this new heat-resistant glue-type abatement paste thing on there. And then they're going to reattach the heat shield tiles with that. And that's they think it's going to help.
Okay.
But still, yeah, whoever was in charge of the actuator seal needs to figure that out. Yeah.
Figure it out fast. They're already talking about launching another one.
Elon says within a month, but we'll see. Well, NASA's kind of poking at him going, guys, you've got about 9 months for you to demonstrate the ability to have two starships, launch into space, dock with each other, and transfer propellant.
Yep.
NASA's like, it's about 9 months according to their timeline in order to keep on
the Artemis mission.
Yep.
Yeah, but we all know that's not going to happen.
No.
Right?
Yeah. No, it's not.
And NASA knows that's not look, 9 months, sure, but how long did Starliner have to get there?
Which it's okay, at the time when NASA put in for the contract, who were the other options for, moon landing? Jeff Bezos and his blow-up balloon with legs and Starship, right?
Yep.
So, we'll see. Well, other space news, Voyager 1, I literally saw you posting this article as I was copying the link.
I beat you.
I was copying the link, and then suddenly I come over here and I see your little Google Notes like box
icon.
Yeah,
Yep.
drop down and then go right there, and I'm like, wait a second, he's posting it. Oh,
Yep.
nope. But yes,
got
Voyager
it.
1 is fully operational. Well, fully operational of what is still operating on it.
Right. I think it's down to 2 CPUs at this point, though, right?
Yes, and there's basically just 4 scientific instruments still sending data back to Earth. But all 4 are sending back scientific data again. They kind of have to touch up the spacecraft a bit, like resynchronizing all the timekeeping software.
Oops. That's not...
Nope.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, especially with a 22-hour delay.
Yep.
With communications. But yeah, no, they were they used they found the workaround across the chip with the error and relocated the code to new locations in the flight data subsystem. And it's fascinating how they did this, because there was no spot in the FDS code area to actually move all the code in one chunk. So they actually had to split it up into separate segments and then create another section to say, hey, for this you need to go look here now, and for this you need to look over here now. And it's
they needed like a bootstrap to do a loader to oh god damn.
Yeah, I know. Reading about it, going like,
the sorts of people who are really good at that.
Hackers,
the people who do TaskBot. Yeah. So we've got the Summer Games Done Quick coming up. It's one of our topics.
Okay.
One of the things that they do at the GDQs is TaskBot, the tool-assisted speedrun, where TaskBot will run through the game using pre-programmed, pre-recorded entries. So games that have effectively no or controllable RNG, TaskBot can just go through them. Games that have RNG, it gets a little more complicated because you need some way to manipulate the RNG so that it plays the same way every time.
Oh, I've seen that. I was watching some of the Pokemon speed runs, and they're like, yeah, no, we figured out if you go here and you save the game while you're standing on this square and then move this direction, this will be, the RNG will say, okay, your next thing is a guaranteed, Nidoran Queen or something like that.
But Nido Queen.
Sure.
But with TaskBot, it can send in multiple inputs per frame, and just based on how like the NES, because it generally is NES or SNES. Hang on. No problem. Okay. Based on how the game works and how the console works, et cetera, they reprogram the console through TaskBot, through just entering button presses.
Oh, jeez.
And one of the things they did recently was a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time showcase where they're like, yeah, this is all stuff that was on the cartridge and just was dead code that would never have been accessible, but we figured out how to get it, and we're going to just show you some cool stuff. And it wasn't. It was all being programmed on the fly by TaskBot. And what they had done is they used one exploit in the game to do arbitrary code injection, and they wrote a bootloader that let them write a second bootloader that let them write a thing that would read the controller input at 100 times the speed that it was supposed to, which let them write a different bootloader that was way more complicated, which let them write a giant piece of code. And eventually had it reading from Twitch.
Oh, jeez.
That young lady got her dog. Someone was running in my yard, and I'm like, what the hell? And she's like, sorry, my dog's in your yard. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah. So anyway, Voyager, rather.
Yes.
That it sounds like they had to basically do that. They had to write a bootloader so that they could put things in the right spot.
And reference it later, and oh boy.
Yep.
Well, speaking of other old things, some people over in France basically took the oldest solar panels in France and ran some tests to see how well they're still working.
Okay.
How
well are they working?
They took 10 square meters of the panels to around 1 kilowatts of supposedly, 1 kilowatt of energy creation. They placed him in a dark room at a controlled temperature and exposed to a light flash of 1 kilowatt per meter squared to measure the maximum instantaneous power. And then they compared him to, the original factory specs.
Sure.
And they found out after 31 years of operating outside, they still produce on average 79.5% of their initial power.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So they actually did a previous test 11 years ago where the panels were found to produce 91.7% of their initial power. So after 31 years, they're still almost at 80% of their power output, which is higher than what the manufacturers had predicted 30 years ago. So a lot of people are saying like, look, you need to do your recalculations for, photovoltaic replacements because they seem to be working better
than expected.
Yes.
I mean, that as someone who has solar panels on his house, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. I'd love for my panels to last long. Today peaked at 4.3. Today peaked at 4.3 kilowatt hours.
Nice. All right, what else we got? Oh, somebody solved a Rubik's Cube.
Sorry, kilowatts, not kilowatt hours.
Someone
solved a Rubik's Cube.
Well, they had a machine solve a Rubik's Cube in 0.305 seconds.
0.305. Now, when you say solved a Rubik's Cube, like generated the list of moves that would be required or executed said moves?
Executed said moves. They had a scrambled Rubik's Cube in this machine, and the machine solved it at 0.30. They had solved it earlier in the video at 0.204 seconds, but when the Guinness World Record judges were there, it was solved at 0.305.
Okay.
So yes, they had solved.
How did they randomize the cube? Did they instruct the machine to randomize it?
No, it's I forgot exactly what it is, but there's a certain basically randomization you go through. So where it's not it's not the same, but it's not a one turn solve.
But
I'd have to look it up.
I'm shocked. I'm looking at their video, and I'm shocked that the cube didn't explode.
That was part of their thing they were talking about, was the fact that the robot was not the problem. The unexpected issue was the fact that the puzzle cube struggled to keep up with the speed of the robot.
Yeah, I mean, you have to physically move stuff.
Yes.
But so I'm still not sure about which part they're talking about, quote unquote, solving. Did the computer figure out the steps and implement them, or did it just implement them? Used a color recognition algorithm that applies AI technology, high-speed signal connections between devices. It sounds like it takes the picture at the start, does all the calculations, and then implements them.
Which I think you're allowed to. Well, the humans, during the things, you're allowed to pick up the cube and look at it for a certain amount of time. And then you set it down, and then you place your hands on the sensors. And then as soon as you pick your hands off the sensors, you can solve the cube. And then you place your fingers back on the sensors again to stop your time. That's at least for humans. So humans can actually take a look at the whole cube before the timer actually starts.
Yeah, I don't think that's I guess for the the equivalent for the computer would be starting it excuse me, with a known configuration, as opposed to a here's a mystery cube and go. But okay, here's where all the yellows are, where all the reds are, where all the blues are, oranges, whites, greens. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Just, watching it in real time is just crazy. You're like, what just happened?
I mean, real time, I the first time I watched it, I didn't realize what happened.
It wasn't solved, and all of a sudden it was.
It is within the acceptable time of a blink.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally a blink and you'll miss it. Yeah, wow.
So, yeah, we can go back to quick things. Summer games done quick.
SGDQ!
What is this?
Around the corner.
Okay, anything that is... wait, a Super Mario RPG remake?
Yeah.
They came out with a remake of Super Mario RPG?
Andy, I reviewed it. We talked about it.
I don't remember.
It's an amazing game. I highly recommend playing it.
If I had a Switch, I would.
Yep.
I'm still...
the Switch, Andy.
I don't know. I'm still on Pokemon Yellow. I've just got to the SS Anne.
Yep.
Yep.
Are you going to do like Pokemon Yellow and then like Pokemon Gold and then Pokemon Ruby and do like each gen?
I don't know. We'll see if Isaac gets... Isaac has gotten, he's up to, I think he just got cut, but now he's confused about what to do with it.
I believe I was as well.
He's like, I've got this cut, and I know I have to go into the gym, but what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm just like, well, I think you need a Pokemon, and you need to teach the Pokemon cut.
Yep, correct.
And then
you use cut on the trees.
Yep. Which, does that mean you're going to have to basically carry around a Swiss Army knife Pokemon?
Welcome to your HM slave. The standard member of all Pokemon parties includes an HM slave, a Pokemon that you teach the various HMs to, such as Cut, Strength, Swim, and Fly. I don't remember if Waterfall was in Gen 1. I don't think it was.
No, I saw Cut and Surf and Fly.
Sorry, Surf, not Swim.
Yeah, so Cut, Surf, Fly were the three.
Surf, Strength, and Flash.
Now I'm going to look up best Gen 1 HM slave. Hey, look at that. Best Google, thank you. Thank you for knowing exactly what I wanted to talk about.
Doesn't look like anything can learn more than 3 of them.
Can anything learn all 3 other than Charizard? It looks like Charizard, Mew, and Dragonite.
Charizard can only learn 2 from what I'm seeing.
In yellow, it can do Cut, Strength, and Fly.
Oh, in blue and red, it can't learn Fly. It's not a flying type Pokemon. Or it is a flying type. It's not a dragon type. Right. But it can't learn Fly in blue and red.
It has wings. How can it not learn Fly if it has wings?
Here's a better question, Andy. Have you seen the Pokemon Doduo?
Isn't that the weird floating ball thing?
Nope.
No.
It's a bird.
It's all right. Oh yeah, the one with the 2 heads.
Yep.
And then it can evolve into the
Dodrio.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is it a flying type?
That's a flying type. Why is it a flying type? It is a flying type. Why is it a flying type? Am I just like stumbling onto these questions that you had like 20 years ago?
Yeah. Unanswered questions of Pokemon. Why is Doduo a flying type? It does not have wings. It can, however, learn Fly.
So let me get this straight. So in red and blue, a
Charizard, big ass dragon with wings that is not a dragon type.
Well, wait, one of them can be dragon type though, right? Is it X or Y? They can't.
Andy?
That's
in
the
Mega Evolutions.
Yeah,
that's Gen 5. That did not exist.
Yep.
That was them correcting a mistake.
Okay.
So what did Google say is the best HM slave?
It says Mew, because Mew can do all 4 if you catch him.
But Mew doesn't actually exist in the game, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, no, unless you use the Mew glitch.
Yep. Also, Dragonite does not learn Fly.
But he has
He's got
wings.
little stubby wings.
I am jealous of Kate because she caught the Dragonite during the event where he has the bow tie.
Aww.
I know. Every time I see that going through her Pokemon list, I'm like, God damn it. I wish I caught I've been playing, and I've got so many quests that have you catching a Ditto, right? So we're at swimming lessons, and it finally dawned on us that all three of us are in the pool area playing Pokemon Go. We should probably join up as a party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, increase friendship and, party quests and that sort of stuff there. And it finally,
sense.
it finally dawned on us today that we should do that.
Yeah.
So I have Isaac on my work phone. I'm on my phone. Kate's on her phone. We're all partying together. Megan is in first, along with Kate is, it's a parent and me class. So Kate's swimming with Megan this week. I'm hanging out with Isaac. So I've got Kate's phone on my phone, and I'm catching a bunch of 3 stars. For some reason, they weren't showing up on my phone, but they were showing up on her phone. Is that a thing?
It's not supposed to be.
Because there was plenty of times where I caught the rhinoceros one, Rhydon. Caught her a 3-star Rhydon. I'm like, sweet. And I go over to my phone and I open it up and there's no Rhydon there. And I'm like, what the?
Try restarting the game if that happens. Sometimes it's just not loaded.
Yeah, the other one was the fact that then I had switched over to my phone and Isaac's phone. And I finally caught a Ditto on Isaac's account. And I'm like, sweet, a Ditto. Let me go back to my phone. And it's not there.
Yeah, it sounds like you might need to restart your phone. Either that or you got shadow banned for something.
I don't know for what. I had dropped down. There were I couldn't also reach I had reached all the gyms at the very beginning because I had dropped lures on all the gyms. So I could reach them, right? I had to reach them in order to put the lures on them. But then all of a sudden, like a couple minutes later, I could only get in range of like 3 of them. So something was weird was going on with my phone, and I'm not sure what.
GPS drift. Farfetch'd can learn both cut and fly.
I love Farfetch'd because I just I'm picturing a bird just coming after me with like a sprig of onion.
Have you seen his evolution?
Yes, the Sir Farfetch'd or Surfetch'd, where he's now turned it into a sword.
He's got a sword and shield.
I don't know. I still just picturing just the bird, just West Side Story, just a group, a bunch of birds coming at me with onions.
Yep.
I don't even know how we got on this topic of conversation.
SGDQ.
Okay.
Pokemon. I don't remember how we got onto Pokemon from SGDQ.
Oh,
Pokemon's from the Switch.
Our RPG. Because
I was watching RPG.
Yeah,
right.
No, yeah, because I was watching. I was watching some of the Pokemon Yellow speedruns because there had been a couple of them.
Yeah. What Pokemon speedruns are in SGDQ this year? There's Pokemon Violet, Pokemon White 2, and that's it.
Well, I'll see if I can get Isaac to watch either of those.
The Pokemon Violet speedrun is an hour and 55-minute estimated. Well, it is at 6 p.m., which means it is at 7 p.m. on June 30th.
Maybe. Oh, somebody's doing all gold bolts of Ratchet and Clank. Ooh, that should be fun.
I love going through this list and being like, ooh, that looks cool. I've never heard of that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that. But 100% run of Metroid Fusion.
Well, it was even like watching people do speed runs of games that you normally wouldn't think of speed runs.
Yep.
You're like,
someone's doing a speed run of Star Wars The Force Unleashed in 20 minutes.
Whoa.
Yep. Ninja Gaiden in 15 minutes? That is some bullshit is what that is. That is some absolute bullshit.
Getting through the Terran campaign of Brood War in just 39 minutes. That's crazy.
Yep. Power Wash Simulator. What the fuck?
Well,
all right. What else we got? Anything else you want to chat?
Apple did their WWDC where they talked about putting ChatGPT's OpenAI into
everything. You know what I didn't hear a lot about from WWDC?
What?
The Vision Pro.
You're right. I didn't
they did announce Vision OS 2. Which, cool. Good for them. Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see. We had Summer Games Fest over the last week where more video game stuff was announced, and the Xbox Games Showcase where they announced all their stuff. The Xbox. Okay, so I saw the Sony one. The PlayStation one was kind of ho-hum. You know, Summer Games Fest kind of felt like almost like it was almost like, you know, I'm trying to think of what it's almost. I wouldn't say was it like an infomercial, but it kind of felt that way.
I mean, it's a bunch of commercials.
Yeah,
right. It's hey, take a look at all the cool stuff we're doing.
It was like
Please.
Yep. It was like, guy, come on, talk about the game, show a trailer. You know.
Yep.
Cut back to Jeff. All right, he would say something. Guy would come on the stage, talk about his game, show a trailer. Cut back to Jeff. It was just like, okay, this is kind of getting repetitive.
Okay, but there is a new Blizzard cinematic for World of Warcraft.
Yes. And, of course, you know, the new Civilization game got announced.
Civ 7. I knew it.
Yep.
I knew they were working on it. I've been saying it for like 2 years, which, if they are now announcing it, would be about right.
Well, I'll just have to add another another Civ game to my Steam library and play it for a bit, and then never touch
wish
it
you were
again.
playing Civ 4. Don't do it, Andy.
What?
You know the right way to do Civ games. Once Civ 7 comes out, go buy every expansion pack for Civ 6.
You're right. Yes. Because the Steam sale will have them all up there for cheap.
Right.
No, right now.
Unfortunate. But like Civ N-1 is always going to be the best Civ.
Right now I'm still playing Infinifactory.
And Pokemon Yellow.
And Pokemon Yellow. And Pokemon Go. And there's a new game that I'm going to review next week.
Ooh.
Yes.
What game?
It's... Remember those number games that what was it, number
Munchers?
No, the mobile game Number Match. Do you remember Number Match?
The like find things that add up to 10?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad destroyed that game.
Well,
so I kind of stopped playing.
They came out with another one called Number Sums.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing on the mobile platform area right now.
Cool.
But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
So Xbox did all their announcements, and I feel like they were the ones who mostly, made it feel like it was E3 again. And they also announced, a discless.
Yes, a discless console.
Yes, Xbox Series X in white.
Okay.
So,
damn it, Andy.
I'm sorry. That was literally just a slip of the tongue there.
Yep. There's certainly a lot of games that they announced.
Mm-hmm. Watched the trailers for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm very curious about it. But I still...
This is the Black Samurai?
Yes.
What was his name? Shit.
Who's based off of an actual samurai?
Yep. Who was he was a samurai for Oda Nobunaga. He's the inspiration for Afro Samurai.
Oh, okay.
Like, that was a real thing. Well, sort of, but like...
Yeah, no, Afro Samurai was...
In the same way that Assassin's Creed is a real thing.
Yep. But it was interesting watching some of the gameplay demos where they actually have it's the same assassin or not it's the same contract basically, and they actually showed the people playing it two different ways. It's like here is the same exact, you have to kill the same person, and we'll show you doing it both ways.
Multiple ways.
Yep.
Cool.
It's like you can do it as the ninja, and here, they showed all the stealth and everything in there, and then it's like, okay, and now the samurai, and the samurai literally, you just bust down the front door and just go to town on people with a giant hammer.
Nice.
And like, this is exactly the opposite.
But like, isn't the whole point of Assassin's Creed to be stealthy, secretive?
I guess you could also just
bash in the front door.
Bash in the front door if you want to. It's your choice.
Because like, Assassin's Creed was the name of the game, but there was supposed to be a literal creed in the game, right?
Yep.
What's it called?
What was what called?
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That, which I'm curious to how that these guys get tied into that, but they've been shifting farther and farther away from
they
the
went
mythos.
to ancient Greece, so whatever.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay.
All right. Any other things on here that we want to talk about?
Pretty good. How's time?
We are in the random time.
All right, then random review. My review.
Yes.
Since Andy is reviewing some mobile numbers game next week, my review this week, Hades 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Basically. So this is from Supergiant Games.
Yes.
Same people who made Hades. And it is a sequel to Hades. And it is fucking amazing. It's in early access, so if you didn't play Hades, it is like it's a true sequel. So it is still a roguelike where you go through procedurally generated levels with randomized enemies, so no two playthroughs are the same. At the end of each room, you get a reward, which in this game comes as a boon from some Olympian god. And then you get to choose the reward for the next room. And then you go into the next room and you repeat. And you go until you die or until you win, because there is a win. The thing with Hades, and again, true in Hades 2, is that dying is how you progress dialogue. So the dialogue is like super reactive to what you do, what you have, what you've unlocked. Like, the dialogue changes based on who and what you died to, or who and what you encountered. Excuse me. And it is awesome. Now, how is the sequel, like, differentiated? They cleaned up some systems and mechanics in the game. They changed some mechanics in the game. And you are not the same person as the first game. In the first game, you play as Zagreus, who is the son of Hades. In Hades 2, you play as Zagreus's sister, Melinoe. And I'm not going to spoil any of the story for Hades 2 because it's pretty fucking good. But like, oh my god, I am enjoying this. It's voice acted. Hades, apparently, and I just learned this today, has like 300,000 words
that is a lot
in its script. That is more than Game of Thrones. And so Hades 2, I don't know, especially because it's still in early access. So they have said, like, there's content that we have not yet added. It will be part of the game. It's not an expansion. It's not DLC. There will be content that we will add. It's just not done yet. And Supergiant takes early access very seriously. They ask for a lot of feedback from the players. If you find things that like don't work or aren't working well or seem weird, like they want you to tell them. But damn, the game is so fun. It's tight. It's like the combat is good. The fights are great. There's comedy. There's drama. One of the bosses is a punk hair metal band. And they are playing the soundtrack for their own fight.
Oh my goodness.
So as you disable them, parts of the song drop out. Like, if you do enough damage to the drummer that the drummer stops, then the drums stop. And it's just amazing.
That's funny.
So it's really good. It's really, really freaking good. There's still some things they need to work out. It doesn't feel well balanced right now. One of the weapons is like way OP over some of the others. One of the weapons isn't even in the game yet. But it's so fun. I've been playing it on the Steam Deck and I am loving it.
Well, okay then. How twitchy is the combat?
Define twitchy in this case.
Well,
like, is it frame perfect or you die? No.
Okay.
This is not Dark Souls. It's hard, but it's kind of supposed to be. And also, again,
if you
dying
die,
progresses the story.
Yeah.
So, like, that's awesome. You are rewarded for dying, effectively.
Well, that should be very interesting.
I agree. I am loving this game, and I encourage people to try it out.
All right. Well, Hades 2.
Yeah, super good game. The soundtrack is also amazing.
All right. So now the random topic. Rolled ahead of time. How quickly can you do an ABC of Pokemon?
What is an ABC of Pokemon?
Well, according to Isaac, who was the antithesis of this. Antithesis.
I don't think you mean
No.
Progenitor?
Origin?
Submitter?
Yes, submitter. What is antithesis then?
Antithesis is the opposite. If something is something's antithesis, it is the opposite of that thing. Literally the antithesis.
Okay. I don't know how the hell that got screwed up in my head.
I don't know either. What? Okay.
Do you ever have that where you just have some piece of knowledge that somehow just got ingrained in your head as wrong?
Yep.
God, that happens to me so many times where it's like people correct me and I'm like, yep, nope, that's right. I was wrong. And then it comes back again and I say the same thing and they're like, nope. I'm like, oh shit, I was wrong again.
Again, about the same thing.
Ugh, why?
Yep.
Just need to
That's fine.
rewire my
Andy,
neurons.
I think of it as part of your charm.
It is my suppository of useless knowledge.
No. No, it's not. It is absolutely not that.
Right. So
as long as you don't mind me correcting you,
Yep.
I'm totally okay with it.
So the ABC of Pokemon was literally Isaac would go, can you name a Pokemon that begins with the letter A? And then he did
Abra.
B, and then C, and then D, etc., etc., etc. So he was
That's impressive.
Yes.
So you only need 26 Pokemon.
You only need 26 Pokemon. And there are Pokemon for every single letter of the alphabet.
Sure.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head what letter of the alphabet has the least number of Pokemon?
Probably Y?
Nope. I looked this up, and this is strange Pokemon trivia.
Okay. I don't know.
The letter X.
There's Xerneas. Is that it?
There are 3 of them.
3 Pokemon that start with X.
That start with the letter X.
Execute starts with an E. I don't know the other X's offhand.
Xatu.
Oh, bullshit. Yep.
So Xatu, Xerneas, and Zucatry?
Xurkitree. Because it's circuitry.
But with an X.
Yeah.
Yep. That is the least number of letters. Luckily, I had caught a Xatu in Pokemon Go.
Yep.
But so the question is, how quickly do you think you can go?
It would take me some time. It would definitely take me some time to go through.
And name just one Pokemon from each letter of the alphabet?
So it's got to be like Abra, Barboach, Caterpie, Doduo, Electrode, Farfetch'd, Ghastly, Haunter, Ghi. I'm blanking out. And
Igglybuff, followed by Jigglypuff.
Hij. Cool. Okay. Kadabra, Lickitung, Magneton, Natu. Ha ha ha. Xatu. What does that put me? That puts me at O.
Yep.
An O Pokemon. Really trying to do this without looking.
Brock.
Onyx. Thank you for the hint.
I was trying to give you a hint, but not, on the nose.
Yeah. So let's see. It's O-P. Pikachu.
Yep.
Q. Quagsire. Raichu. S. Squirtle. Number 1, man. Toxicroak. U.
Eevee Evolution.
Umbreon. Voltorb. UVW. Wailmer. Xerneas, already said that. Y is going to be the Yveltal, and Z Zekrom.
There you go.
So I only stumbled a couple times.
Yeah, I know. Trying to do this while driving your car, though, is
difficult.
Made a little bit easier when your wife, when she realizes what is going on, starts pulling out her Pokemon Go, and luckily there is
goes to the Pokedex.
Go to the Pokedex. Well, no, she just goes to her Pokemon, and you can sort by alphabet.
Yep.
And so she's just slowly just scrolling through. But man,
That's rough. What other eyes are there besides Igglybuff?
Let me just go. There's a whole bunch of iron ones.
Oh, sure.
Iron Boulder, Iron Bundle, Iron Crown, Iron Hands, Iron Leaves, Iron Moth, Iron Thorns, Iron Treads, Ivysaur.
A lot of those Ivysaur, there you go. A lot of the iron ones are from Scarlet and Violet. They're called Paradox Pokemon.
Oh yeah, and Inkay.
Inkay!
Which,
the one you have to turn upside down to evolve.
yep. Kate's like, how can I evolve this one? What's with this weird question mark? And I'm just like, turn your phone upside down. Oh.
Bullshit. Yeah, you used to have to turn your DS upside down.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you seen the improved Pokerap?
No, I've seen the Pokérap with all of them, though. Is that the improved one or no?
Yeah, from Brian David Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an impressive one. Referred to as the perfect Pokerap. Oh man, there's a lot out there that I should have used. Okay, so how long did it take me, Andy? Did you time it?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, that's how long it took me.
With 2 hints.
With 2 hints. Onyx, Omanite, Omastar. Should have used those. I'd love to say, like, limit yourself to Gen 1 unless there is no Gen 1 Pokemon for that letter.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Actually, you can kind of get pretty far.
Yes.
Abra, Blastoise, Charizard, Doduo, Ekans,
Farfetch'd.
Farfetch'd, Ghastly Haunter,
Is Iggly in?
Nope. The baby Pokemon were introduced
you're right.
in Gen 2.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? Oh, those stupid baby Pokemon.
I don't know if there's an I in Gen 1.
All right, hold on. I gotta look this up.
Seadra.
Igglybuff is 174. That is the lowest I number.
Nope, that is Gen 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, Ivysaur.
Ivysaur.
Oh my god. Why did you put number 2 at the very bottom?
I don't know. Hij.
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
Or Jolteon.
Is Kadabra.
Yeah.
L. Lickitung. M. Magnemite.
Wait, Lickitung is a Gen 1?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right.
N for Nidoran. O for Onyx or Omanite or Omastar. Those are all Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu. Q. I don't know if there was a Q in Gen 1.
Let's see. 195, 156. It looks like 156 is the lowest.
That's Gen 2.
Yep.
That's Quilava.
Yep.
Ha! Without even looking. R for Raichu. S for Squirtle. T. Is there a Gen 1 T? It's gotta be a Gen 1 T.
Tangela.
Tangela. Yeah.
Tauros.
And Tauros.
Tentacruel.
Gen 1 U. Because Umbreon is Gen 2.
Yep, Umbreon is Gen 2. 197, 201, 217.
Nope. So no U's. There are plenty of V's.
Yep, I'm currently leveling up a Venonat right now.
Yep, which becomes a Venomoth.
Yep.
W is Wartortle. X.
Nope. 178.
Nope. Yep. Y.
No. No Y's either. Wow.
But there is a Z.
Yep.
Zapdos.
Or a Zubat.
And Zubat.
That stupid Zubat. So I'm finally starting to realize there's a lot of Pokemon in Pokemon that are just useless.
Yes.
I just wanted to state that fact. That okay. I thought they were all going to be like they might be good for something.
No,
but some of them are just useless.
Have you looked at like the stats? Their base stats?
No, because there's no easy way to look at the base stats.
Right, but, like, you know that base stats exist.
Yes, I do know that
That
base...
each Pokemon has base stats.
Yes, but trying to find them in the game.
Oh, no, you won't.
Yeah.
But you also know that, like, they're not all equal.
No, they're not.
It's not like they have an evenly distributed number of stats.
But it was kind of, I'm going through my head going like, why am I leveling this guy up? I look and I'm like, I don't...
You shouldn't.
No,
Like, you shouldn't.
I am wasting time and effort leveling this guy up for no apparent reason.
Yup. That's one of the reasons why the things that I mentioned to you last time. Why am I blanking on it? Oh man, I must be tired. Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Yes, God, that's so weird. We're hearing your kid say Nuzlocke on his own without any prompting from me. And I'm just like, wait a second, how do you know that? He's like, I've seen them in the videos. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Finish the game first, then do a Nuzlocke. But that, like, Nuzlocke are where you're like, well, I guess I'm going to use Beedrill. I caught a Weedle on Route 2, so...
At least you caught a Weedle and not a Metapod right off the bat.
Oh, God.
All I can do is harden. Nothing else.
Yeah, people give Metapod dirty names because then it hardens.
Oh.
All right, I think we're done.
Just as a side note, Isaac in his game named his rival Andy.
Of course he did.
So, there's that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, on that bit of news, that's a wrap. This has been another episode of the Random Access Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, suggestions, remarks, reviews, rebukes, retorts, or just rants, feel free to contact us. You can find us on Twitter at RAPodcast, or send us an email at mail@rapodcast.net. Thank you for listening.